Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we have, or are coming back to cornerstone topic of ours, which is fitness. And I wanted to discuss one this huge point which we haven't covered yet, and it mainly concerns the topic and idea about fitness not being just about appearance, which is basically, I assume, also the title of this video. Now, here's what I have to say, guys. It's time to stop thinking about fitness as just a way to enhance your muscle size. Nowadays, we have so many studies and even practical tools to actually figure out that fitness isn't just to look better, or on the other side, also to improve your health, but it has the ability to impact your entire life on every front, even in the areas you wouldn't think of. And I think it's just slightly sad to see many people give up on fitness just because they don't see the results immediately. Because even today, when we usually try to start gym routines, I mean, in a couple of days, it's going to be basically New Year's, so lots of New Year's resolutions as well. People just tend to quit the gym if they don't see an actual muscle increase, especially men on that front. Or even when we try to lose body fat as well, if we tend to not see a drop off in that, well, we usually tend to, at least majority, tend to basically not come back to the gym after that. But I basically like to dive and kind of split fitness into two areas which do impact yourself, and those two areas are the ones we focus on the most, which is one is the business or the workplace, and the other one is the fitness area itself. Now, let's actually dive first into the business, because I just want to strive this point deep is that fitness has higher impact on your business life and work life than even when you want, or when your main point is to increase the muscle size. It will impact your business and work life more. Now, how the fact do you, what the fact do you mean? Yeah, I mean this. In workplace, people with just better appearance and people who try more are regarded higher. What I mean by that is that you see many people just bust their asses off in work. Well, that mindset didn't just come from thinking that they need to work more, but usually those people also tend to have some kind of fitness routine in their lives, and they rarely are jacked. You rarely see actually jacked people in office settings, but still you can consistently see the people who actually try and do more. Well, that mindset, it will, if you, even if you like that mindset and you like to become the hard worker who is actually maybe able to climb the corporate ladder as well, or even if you want to have better ideas about your own business which you own, doing fitness will have probably returns such as crypto has when it's going up probably 100x and 1000x on your entire mindset. And you just have to remember that well, how the fitness does it is that it basically, when you are lifting your muscles with continuous weight, we are not just engaging the muscles which you have, for example, on your biceps, but you are engaging your entire body in terms of the nerve system, which directly impacts your brain and how you think. And if you actually try hard in the gym, because that's what we basically do there, to lift weights we wouldn't usually be able to, or we are basically trying to improve ourselves with something, that entire cycle impacts your brain to change it each day. What that does mean, usually you can even figure out a lot of people who manage to go to the gym don't have that much fucked up lives. Actually, they are more likely to stay away from stuff like alcohol, drugs, huge addictions, which are many nowadays. But the same people are able to um, even try more in the workplace itself, which is the biggest thing you will see. Now, the main point of this is that you will see this very fast. The reason being is that there are also some chemicals and hormones which are elevated, which we talked about in the episodes before. But just to keep it short, you will be able to automatically have higher sense of well-being with having the right chemicals up after exercising, even without actually having a huge muscle gain, even within the first 6 or 10 months. You will automatically be more likely and even have more satisfaction from actually performing well, not just in the gym itself, but also in the workplace or your business as well. I mean, it's huge, guys. You have to actually figure out that there aren't people with talent who manage to get to the top positions or who manage to build businesses. It's the people who are consistent and can work and have the mindset to work more. So just use fitness to actually get there yourself. You don't have to have amazing upbringing as well. You don't have to come from money. Lots of people who managed to go to the fitness route, then actually they were able to build up their business afterwards. You can see it. I mean, one prime example is, for example, Mike Thurston, who tried multiple job positions and also brands, and actually landed in his 30s to something that works quite well. So you can just figure out that it's not just about appearance, but it directly impacts even how you work and how you feel about your work. So just take that into your brain, guys. Another thing I will mention is that respect. Respect is huge in the workplace. Respect is what determines whether you get the promotion or not. You can bust your ass off in the workplace. If you don't have respect from the way you look, it does work that way. We are primed that way. You will be much less likely to be promoted. It works in your workplace. It works on establishing business deals. It works everywhere. I mean, just think about it. If you were to get a sales meeting and you have a fat slope in front of you, or have someone who is well built and jacked and also can take care of his appearance, who do you trust and respect more? Just think about the two scenarios, and who are you also likely to buy from. So that's why it works for all of the scenarios above. So just think about that. Fitness, weirdly enough, will impact your work life and business life faster uh, than the actual appearance side of things, if we can call that, because probably many journeys in fitness, when you try to bulk up as a male and then actually also not be completely overweight in terms of the fat, is that it can take 5 to 12 years at the minimum, I would say, that long, because you might not even know what you are doing in the first 1 or 2 years, and that's completely fine. So this is why you can basically get a promotion already in this year instead of the next one or the next one, because you are able to deliver higher work, you have higher respect, and people just push you forward by themselves just because you are able to do fitness. And you have to think about this way, guys. Like, there are majority of people do not even try to exercise at this point. If you actually do it, you automatically earn respect from doing that from others as well, and not just in the workplace, but basically everywhere you go. Like, if you actually try it, just in 1 year, you will see the stuff I'm actually talking about. So that's actually quite huge. And what I want to also point out is that if you actually get this mindset right in front of you with doing fitness, and this is why it's best to do it in the morning, because it primes you into the day to actually do more. Well, it's just so much easier to get shit done. Like, I remember when some tasks used to take me like a week to do. You know, now it's like you do it in 1 hour. Like, it's all about that. It's all about the mindset and your ability to actually think straight, to basically do things just faster. This again pushes you. I mean, it's basically, you can think of it as a circle. Like, everything ties together and just feeds off itself. So if you do everything correct in the workplace, but you don't really care about yourself in terms of the health, in terms of fitness, in terms of actually stressing your muscles and the entire nerve system up to your brain, it's just not gonna work. So just better to use it than to not. So that would be kind of the main thing. Now, the second part is back to the fitness, and what I've basically written down for the topic here is the body, mood, mindset, and cortisol. Now, I go one by one about those, but I would just mention that the body is the one part which we care about the most in fitness, and yes, it does work really well in terms of, if you want to be completely jacked, just do strength training and then follow the hypertrophy training, because with the strength training you are able to prime your muscles to handle higher weight loads, and then after that you can switch over to hypertrophy training. Let's say you do strength training for 4 to 5 months, and then you switch over to hypertrophy training, or you can even do lower intervals between those. But what it basically does is you are able to, on strength training, you build up the ability to basically lift higher weights, but then you move to hypertrophy, and with those higher weights you can actually stress your muscles at the next time. So just think about it this way. I'll be one of the best approaches, and also make sure that you aren't keeping the routine the same. Now, what I mean by that, you could go two ways. You could think about it two ways, but I will basically show you one of those. You could think about it, and I would have to have different exercises on every other day. So basically, what I mean is that if you have, just an example, like push pull session, you will be thinking about then doing a second set of those also in the same week, but you will be trying to incorporate different exercises in those. Um, Other way to actually do it is to stick to a regime where you are really going for hypertrophy or really high weights still. So it will be kind of crossover between the strength training and the hypertrophy. But what you are trying to do there is to have less sets, even less workouts in total per week. But you basically are able to maximize the hypertrophy on a given day. That works beautifully. I mean, lots of people who get older are still able to pack on muscle and size with just doing 2 workout sessions per week. I mean, just think about it, yeah. That it's definitely possible to just do it with two. You know, if you want the fastest gains, you would be likely to do it more regularly at this point. But just by being consistent, you are able to get there. And with the body, I mean, you will automatically feel better. This is the second point about mood. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, mood determines a lot. But here is the thing about fitness. If you are able to do fitness even when your mood is shit, that means that will transfer to everything else you do. So if you have chores to do and you feel shit, well, if you were feeling shit and you still did your workout, you will be more likely and you will even do the chores even when you feel shit. This is why I don't even think about the mood as, you know, you will be more happy, you will be more satisfied. That's complete bullshit. You know, I don't even believe that you will have more happy emotions, but you will be more likely to basically just say, when you're feeling sad or bad, you just fuck it, I will do it because I know how I'm going to feel after. And that's basically what fitness will teach you. And this applies to any area of your life that you want to do. And just think about that. It's actually huge. You will be able to just basically take care of your situation and take care of others at any point, which is huge. Now, in terms of the mindset, you have to remember also ties back into the workplace, but the more you do fitness, the more tough you get. What I mean by that is that you get consistent, you actually start to believe in yourself. Fitness, you know, like fitness is actually the biggest thing about the mindset itself. If you have shitty intent to actually go to the gym and you always come like absolute sluggish, you are supposed to get there to 6 a.m. and you delay by 5 hours each day, you're gonna feel shit regardless. You will feel better after doing the gym, but the mindset itself is what you need to build up with it. You know, like I think like pretty much everyone knows the feeling of procrastination. You know, like so many times before you will have seen that you had something to do like a due deadline, you only did on the last minute, and many times you then felt shit because it wasn't perfect. Well, if you change the mindset thanks to the gym, which will make you to stick to what you have set out. So if you have a deadline to do it tomorrow, you will do it maybe even today because you have time. You know, like with fitness, it's absolutely crazy how your whole mindset will change. And the mindset is what basically determines about 90% of what you will be able to accomplish at that point. You know, and don't even think about the thing that I would say one more thing about mindset. pretty much every successful person who has ever gotten to the point many people want to get to, which is earning millions lifestyle you could have dreamed of. Well, their whole mindset is about thinking what they can be and how easy it is. Because the more you feed particular information to your brain, the more it thinks. Just one way I will tell you: if you think fitness is hard, it's going to be fucking hard for you. So just think that it's easy, and it will be easy for you. There is no other way to go for it. You have to just think about life being easy as well, and it's going to be easy for you. The self talk and the mindset is huge, because you talk to yourself the most. Nobody talks to you as much as you talk to yourself. So just get this mindset right, and always think what you can do and how easy it is, because it's going to get easier that way. Like, nobody has been a huge achiever who has said that life is fucking hard. There are people who get to manage to do conferences and who try to put that idea into people, but it doesn't help. Like, when you say life is hard or fitness is hard, that helps no one. So just make sure that your mindset is correct, and thanks to fitness you will have that much more easily as well. And then basically the last point is cortisol. Now, we've done numerous videos about cortisol already. I will mention it's taken or called as a stress hormone, and basically it's quite demonized, because cortisol is taken as a hormone you don't want to have because it makes you stressed. But here's the thing, guys: you want to have a huge spike of cortisol at least in the morning. You don't want it to be constant throughout the day. You want to have one huge spike of cortisol, which means, and I will tell you, you will even feel it yourself. If you had been ever able to have quite a good day, what most likely happened is that your cortisol peaked. You were so stressed in that point, but you were feeling good, that throughout the rest of the day, even if your cortisol was in this more of a even, let's say, pace, well, you didn't care about it because you already experienced that high cortisol in the morning. Like, you were already stressed. You know you can get through even higher stress situations, so you don't fucking care about it. So fitness will raise your cortisol. There's basically three main things you want to think about when you want to raise your cortisol. Cold water exposure. So basically you can think of cold showers. It's hugely recommended. It's probably the second top one, or even the top one. The second one I will mention is sunlight exposure, when you are able to see sun directly, not through the windows, but directly, because the windows basically act as a against the UV rays. So basically we might be even getting 95% of the light exposure from the sun if you do it from the windows at the same time. So what you want to have is to directly be able to see the sky through, not through windows, but directly. And then the third thing is the fitness, which we are not talking about. Like, this is also why you feel pretty good after doing fitness, because one, it raises your dopamine, but other thing is that it does raise your cortisol. And after that, even if whatever happens to you, you usually feel better. Like, even if something high stressed, okay, if even if some high stress situation happened to you after doing your exercise and workout, you will feel less stressed about it. Feel less stressed about it than if that were happened to you before the actual exercise session. So this is how you have to think about this: that you will be also less stressed. And let's face it, less stress, better life. So think about it, guys. Fitness is just not for appearance; it's for everything. Thank you.